What's going on, nation? It's your boy Run It Up Real with another episode of Real Sports Talk, home of the realest sports talk. It's been a minute. I know off season has been pretty hectic for your boy, but I'm back better than ever, ready to talk Dallas Cowboys content. And today I'm bringing y'all a 1 through 7 mock draft with analysis. Let y'all know how I'm feeling about the selection, why I'm making the selection. But before we get into all that, let's talk how everybody feeling, right? We got a couple of acquisitions coming in this off season. I think they're more depth than anything. I don't think that we covered any position and said, oh, okay, well, we can go into the draft not really worried about that position. I, other than linebacker, I feel as though linebacker with Sanborn being brought over from Chicago, plus the linebackers coach from Chicago coming over with Matt Eberflus. I think he'll be I think he'll do well in the system. I think he's familiar with Eberflus's system, so he'll fit in well. He'll be able to explain kind of to people what Eberflus is looking for in whatever they're doing, practice or whatever. But linebacker is also a position I feel like we can't forget about in the draft as well. So for me, the Dallas Cowboys draft needs in order for me. It would have to be, and let me just prerequisite that by saying that I feel as though we're really close. I think if we bring back some of the players last year that got hurt, overshown, if he can come back, if Sam Williams could come back, I think those are really great pieces. Can we count on those guys? I'm not sure. Diggs being hurt, he's questionable whether he'll be ready for the season, yet alone training camp. So cornerback is definitely a position of need. So with the pieces that are hurt, if healthy, I don't believe Dallas is far away. And if healthy, we would be able to go into this draft feeling like we can draft best player available. But I still think we are in a position to draft best player available. But I think the it's closer to position of need. So for me, our needs in particular order is um, uh, defensive tackle, but they're not going to draft a defensive tackle unless Mason Graham slips to 12. Um, wide receiver 2. Let me excuse me. Running back, wide receiver 2, cornerback, and then you can say either linebacker or offensive line. I am not in the thinking that Dallas should be drafting an offensive lineman high. I know the trenches is where people say where these games are won, and I am of thinking the same thinking. But we just drafted, an offensive lineman early last year, and he struggled. Not saying Will Campbell or one of these other guys can't do it, but they haven't shown enough in college. No offensive lineman. Josh Simmons. Now people are sleeping on him because of his injury out of Ohio State. Josh Simmons, I believe if he was healthy, right off the bat with no medical concerns, he would be the highest draft rated offensive lineman in this draft. So thinking that you can maybe even get him in the second or third, maybe third is too late. Maybe come back in the end of round 1, trade that second pick for him. That might be a possibility. But Josh Simmons is definitely somebody that I've had my eye on for a while for the Cowboys. I believe our team doctor, even worked on his injuries, so we're familiar with his medical history. So that's something to pay attention to. But yeah, so DT, running back, wide receiver 2, cornerback, offensive lineman slash linebacker. You could say safety, but I think Wanye Thomas deserves his opportunity at it. You still have Malik Hooker. You still had uh, Demo back there. So I don't think safety is a position, and that's normally a position that Dallas doesn't really pay too much attention to. So those would be my five team needs in order. Um, but yeah, in the comment section, y'all let me know what y'all think the team needs is. And in what order do you think those team needs is? And what position do you feel as though we can wait, maybe get an undrafted player, maybe look at free agency once some teams get into training camp and start, shedding some contracts. Um, y'all let me know what some ideas there are. Now, we're going to get into this mock draft real quick because I don't want this video to be too long, but I just wanted the nation to know that I'm still out here. Real Sports Podcast is still growing. Make sure to hit that like, comment, and subscribe button for your boy. We're going to get into this mock draft, and we're going to see what's going. Now, I don't believe Dallas Cowboys can be wiped out at all. I'm not into thinking that Dallas Cowboys could be wiped out. I think it's all about thinking. What are we thinking? So let me go over here. I got Cowboys selected going 7 and let it go. So, all right. Ashton off the board to Oakland. Mason went to the Jets. All right. Now I am willing to, excuse me. All right. I'm going to have to start that over. I apologize, guys. Get it together. One second, guys. Let me do something here. Okay. Yeah, so I'm not a believer that Dallas could be wiped out here at 12. I'm into thinking of wide receiver off the board, our top running back off the board. Maybe we go cornerback. That is a very high position of need. I think I placed it about 4th, but Trey Diggs not being ready for training camp, probably not even the start of the season, is concerning. All right. Sorry for that, but I got the draft up here. I got the mock draft. I'm ready. I'm ready, Freddie. All right. So, Eagles is looking to trade with Dallas for our 12th pick. Want to take us all the way back to the 32nd pick. I'm not interested in that. Houston offering the 25th and the 58th for the 12th. I'm not interested in that. Okay. So let's see who's left on the Shador Sanders still left on the board. Wow. Ted McMillan went to New Orleans. Mason went to Jets. Ashton went to the Oakland Raiders. All right. Oakland Raiders, excuse me. Las Vegas Raiders. All right. So we're not drafting Shador Sanders. Sorry, guys. Sorry for the ones who thought, oh, well, we got to take him. No. All right. So it's not going to be a long video here. I'm going Matthew Golden out of Texas, wide receiver. We're going to get our wide receiver right here. We could go Kelvin Banks, but once again, I'm not drafting a lineman first overall. I'm sorry, I'm just not doing that. Could go Derek Harmon here, could go Jade Barron, but I'm gonna go ahead and get a Matthew Golden out of Texas to pair him with C.D. Lamb, and now all of a sudden our offense is very electric, very, very electric. Okay, Buffalo's offering a 56 pick and a 2026 second for our 44th and our 149th pick. Um, I'm not taking that. Atlanta offering a 46th and a fifth round pick next season. Not taking that. All right, so right here, boom. Now, one tech is what we need. We need a big guy to stop the run. Ooh, 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 ooh. This is actually falling very well for us. Kenneth Grant, defensive tackle out of Michigan. He's more of a three tech. Now, we just re signed Osa. I want a big guy next to Osa. I love Kenneth Grant's tape. I hate Michigan, but I love Kenneth Grant's tape. He's not Mozzie. Mozzie is more of a one tech. Kenneth Grant's more of a three tech. But Tyleek Williams, defensive tackle out of Ohio State, he's a kind of both. He's a tweener between the two. I almost drafted him. He's highly disruptive. He's nearly impossible to block one-on-one. He does lack strength. But with all that being said, we could go defensive tackle here, or we could go cornerback. Now, the reason why I'm ready to go cornerback in this situation for two reasons. One, you got Siobhan Revell here and Maxwell Harrison. So it's kind of like two of the top cornerbacks are still left here on the board. You could go Siobhan Revell. Is his medical history going up to date? I believe Dallas Cowboys doctor also worked on this guy. So I think we do have the medical history up to date on him. Is he ready to go? Do we want to draft an injured player? Maxwell Harrison is very intriguing to me out of Kentucky. We also have some scar tissue drafting out of Kentucky as well, not just Michigan, but Maxwell Harrison. He's a guy right here that I think could be a real big plug and play for us. His interceptions numbers speak for themselves. 5 interceptions in 2023. I just think that I think highly of Maxwell Harrison. I think he could be a plug and play for us. But we also don't have a running back, right? We don't have a running back. So let's do that real quick. Let me see who's left. So we could get Quetshawn Junkins out of Ohio State. DJ Giddens, pair him with the offensive line coach here, who we just got from Kansas State. Could that be an option? I think we are really set at two. Caleb Johnson out of Iowa is also another option. We're really set here. I'm jumping back to defensive side. I'm going to pick up here. Siobhan Revell Jr. has a combination of height, length, and speed. That you just can't teach. His physical tools alone would get him on the radar of NFL teams, but he maximizes well with a high football IQ. He can read and mirror route concepts well. He's able to process and act on break angles and zone. His ball tracking skills and long arms amount to exemplary playmaking chops, just as his length, along with his physicality, enables him to dictate and press man coverage. Okay. I really like him. I'm gonna switch it up. I haven't seen too many mock drafts for the Cowboys that's had Siobhan Revell to us, but I'm going ahead and I'm gonna draft him out of East Carolina. And I'm gonna cross my fingers on this because it's not a big school. Talent that he's played against wasn't crazy, but I'm gonna let him hang on this one. I'm going to have him draft Siobhan. Go ahead and draft Siobhan. I hope that doesn't come back to bite me. Chargers are offering us the 86 pick for our 76 pick, so they want us to drop 10 picks. They're also offering up the 4th pick next season. I'm not really interested in that. Green Bay wants us to move down to 87 and also pick up a third for next season while giving away the 76th and the 149th pick. I'm not a fan of that either. And I am a fan of moving back. I'm just not a fan of the offers that I've been getting. Okay, so we have our wide receiver and we have our cornerback. I need to go check out these running backs real quick. And Quinshon Judkins is still on the board. Hello, I know what I'm doing here. Let's go. Not even messing around with that. You know how explosive we just got as a whole team? That's crazy. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go back to the defensive side. Let's check out this defensive tackle group real quick. JJ Pegas is somebody that I've had my eye on. He's a big guy, 309 pounds, 6'2", versatile, powerful defensive lineman, known for a unique combination of size and athleticism, transitioning from tight end to defensive tackle after transferring from Auburn to Ole Miss. Okay. He exhibits quick first step, strong hand usage, allowing him to penetrate offensive lines effectively. His versatility enables him to align across multiple positions on the defensive front. And he has even contributed as a short yardage running back, scoring 7 rushing touchdowns in 2024. However, he needs to improve his instincts and avoid over-aggression, which can sometimes lead to misassignments. Okay, that's definitely interesting. He also played a little bit of running back. That's crazy. Aeneas Peebles. He's a lighter 3-tech. I'm not really looking for anybody undersized. I need a big boy. I'm afraid if I go past him, so I'm picking JJ Pegas. And I'm put Big Boy right next to Mozzie and Osa. Okay, just to be clear, we got Matthew Golden with the 12th. We got Siobhan with the 44th pick. We got Quinshon Judkins with the 76th. And we got JJ Pegas, defensive tackle out of Ole Miss with the 149th pick. All right, so we got running back, DT, cornerback, wide receiver. What else can we use here, folks? Edge, linebacker. Be a nice time to get a little linebacker. What do you guys think? Maybe a tight end? Maybe a tight end match with Jake Ferguson? I don't know, because Shoemaker came on at the end of the season last year. I'm starting to like Shoemaker. He's a big tight end, athletic, and I think it just took him some time to get where he got drafted is where he shouldn't have been drafted, so that came with a lot of pressure, and I think he just wasn't ready for the moment. But he's coming on quite fast towards the end of the season, so I'm kind of excited to see what Shoemaker does this year. I think he may take the next step. So I'm not really sure if we're drafting a tight end here, but I do like Mitch Evans out of Notre Dame. Mitchell Evans, Jake Bringstool. He's a lighter 6'5", 241. He's not a blocking tight end. He's good up the seams. He needs to get a little bit heavier if he's going to be dealing with the defensive ends and stuff like that. Not really sure we going here lineman. Let me, for the sake of it, look at these offensive tackles real quick. And I'm not draft guy. I'm not going to sit here and fake the funk for anybody who may watch this video and act like I have a big board behind me, or I've done my research on majority of these people. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to, and then I watch a little college football. So who have I seen, who interests me, what my team needs. I go out and I've been actively looking at different players. But with that being said, I'm always tuned in and locked in with the Cowboys. So I know what my team needs at all times. Could we double dip at wide receiver? Is this the way we push, Brooks off the roster, push Tolbert back down, or even just somebody to really compete with Tolbert, because us drafting Matthew Golden is not for competition with Tolbert. He's just clearly now our third number wide receiver. But could Ricky White come in and push him further down? Could he? Smooth, savvy wide receiver, strong hands, knack for creating space. Um, he knows how to manipulate the defenders. I am a big fan of Ricky White out of UNLV. I would not mind Dallas Cowboys drafting him right here, but let me go ahead and take a look at them linebackers real quick, because we definitely need it. We definitely need some depth at linebacker. So Jamon Dumas Johnson, physical downhill linebacker with a nose for the football, strong presence in the box. He plays with excellent instincts, diagnosing plays quickly and filling gaps with authority. His tackling is reliable, and he brings a thump on contact, often stopping ball carriers in their tracks. I love that. I love that. Especially if we can have Overshown back and he's tracking well with his injury, right? You got Parsons, maybe playing some off-ball linebacker for us, so the linebacker group could look very well next season. But we do need a guy in the middle of that defense that can be the tone setter while everybody else is going sideline to sideline. Maybe Jamon Dumas Johnson could be that linebacker out of Kentucky. I'm actually going to draft him right here. Yeah. And I'm feeling pretty good about this draft right now. You guys tell me in the draft so far, how are you feeling? Do we pick up a backup quarterback? Do we pick up a backup quarterback? Not sure. We'll see. All right. Next, with our 204th pick, somebody already got my guy Monangai. I'm a huge fan of Kyle Monangai out of Rutgers. That could be a homer because I'm from Jersey or whatever, but the guy is just a stud, man. He's just a guaranteed 1,000-yard back, fall forward university graduate. He's just one of those guys that was talked about a lot last season. Came back, didn't have. He had another spectacular year, but nobody was really talking about him as much, and so there was some fatigue on his name, and then just some people just wasn't familiar with the name. But yeah, Kyle Monangai out of Rutgers, man. God, I would have doubled back for him right there. Jordan James out of Oregon is another good, fast guy. Not really sure he fits our scheme. I think we're going to take a look at Edge. Come on, Rucker, North Carolina. Has been a consistent part of the Tar Heels defensive line rotation since his true freshman season. He has produced at about average levels throughout his college career with 14 and a half sacks, 23 tackles for loss in the past 2 seasons. Not bad. Rutgers has gotten pressure on just 15% of his pass rushing snaps over the past 2 seasons, thanks to a multitude of pass rushing moves that he can utilize to get around linemen. All right. Or Johnny Walker out of Missouri. I love the name. He has emerged as a promising prospect. He led the Tigers with 9.5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, earning all SEC honors. Known for his pass rushing skills, Walker's quickness and technique were on display at the East-West Shrine Bowl, where he recorded 2 sacks and a forced fumble. His versatility allows him to play multiple positions along the defensive line, providing strategic flexibility. Although his absence from the NFL scouting bond raised some eyebrows, his strong collegiate career has positioned him in a promising draft candidate. I'm drafting Johnny Walker, edge out of Missouri. I'm going to move a little bit faster here because I don't want this to go too long. Quick breakdown. We got our wide receiver, Matthew Golden, cornerback, Siobhan Ravel, running back, Quarshawn Junkins, defensive tackle, J.J. Pegas, linebacker, Jamon Dumas Johnson, and edge, Johnny Walker. We have 3 more picks. Let's go Riley Leonard, Notre Dame. Okay, let's go. Boop, 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 boop. Jalen Smith out of USC. I really like him. He has average size. He's a box safety, free safety, slot corner, outside corner. He's played it all. Um, he has good read and react ability to make plays around the line of scrimmage. He has efficient maneuver with good footwork and the ability to match receivers off the line and downfield. Uh, Maybe Taj Brooks, running back out of Texas Tech, 5-year player, been durable and consistent. Plenty of wear and tear. He's a bowling ball of a bag, bouncing off contact, breaking tackles with ease. Let me take a look at that tight end position right now. That might be a spot for us. My guy's gone. Ooh, they don't have any information on him. Willie Lampkin, offensive guard, North Carolina. Earned first team All American honors in 2024. Known for his technical proficiency, Lampkin excels at engaging defenders and maintaining blocks, contributing significantly to his team's running game. His athleticism is evident in his ability to move quickly to the second level and close in on defenders with agility. I'm curious if he played on the left or the right side because we need a right guard to replace Zach Martin. I'm actually going to go with Willie Lampkin here, offensive guard, North Carolina. Yeah, I like that pick. All right. All right. I just seen who I'm drafting and I'm still scrolling. Let's go back to that wide receiver spot. I really like Elijah Badger out of Florida. You got Jimmy Horn Jr., wide receiver out of Colorado. I think he's not been given his appreciation. He is undersized though. Um, I just really liked him in that Colorado system. Elijah Badger, 6'1", 200 pounds. None of these wide receivers are just like blowing me away. Do we double dip? We got Ty Hamilton, Tonka Hemingway, powerful, disruptive defensive lineman, quick first step, and relentless motor. He excels at penetrating gaps and creating interior pressure. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get Tonka Hemingway. Now we done double dip that defensive tackle, but that's okay. I think this team needs that. Let me take back a look at these running backs. Trevor Etienne to me has not been talked about enough. He's very explosive, just like his brother. His acceleration and agility makes him dangerous in space, while his sharp cutting ability helps him evade defenders with ease. I'm gonna go Trevor Etienne. So that's my draft here for you guys. Quick mock draft. Draft probably doesn't fall this good for us, but if it does, I will be really excited about this draft right here. You guys let me know in the comment section with the A, B, C, or D, maybe even an F, how you felt about this draft. Go ahead and grade it for me. If you guys could do one thing for your boy, is to make sure that you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, because That lets the algorithm know that YouTube, that you guys are fucking with me. And I appreciate everybody that's watched. Y'all let me know. Matthew Golden, Siobhan Ravel, Quinshawn Junkins, JJ Pegasus, Jamon Dumas Johnson, Johnny Walker, Riley Leonard, Willie Lampkin, Tonka Hemingway, and Trevor Etienne are now Dallas Cowboys. Thanks to me. You guys let me know if I did a good job or not. As always, I appreciate you. I appreciate each and every one of you. Royal Sports Talk, run it up, Rue. It's been a blessing. I'll holler.